I'm Nadia Whiteside, and welcome to the best online resources for job search. We're going to address exploration and research of these tools and how to develop your brand from that. Then we will move into how to really effectively engage in online understanding the applicant tracking systems and how to set up your portfolio documents to be user-friendly with these resumes, and finally gain leverage from your online profile. So let's set the stage by just sharing with you this fact that career management requires a strategy. And so how to leverage these resources into a really winning strategy. So some of the best online resources that I've encountered as a career coach and as hiring managers and recruiters and coaches have used, and what our clients, job seekers, have found to be most valuable. Let's start with exploration and research. One of the first things you do is really identify your target job or industry. So have a very strategic approach to utilizing resources. It can be a long and arduous process, and so we want to make this as well. There are some great search engines out there. There's actually many, but I wanted to give you kind of a quick summary of some of them. Have some different applications. Indeed.com, all different professional fields, and has a really nice nonprofit jobs as well as corporate. Simply Hire, Career Builder. Google for Jobs is really emerging as a major top search engine. PO.net is specific to jobs in those helping teachers, social work, anything in the nonprofit sector, education. So this is a snapshot of some of the places that you can start your career search with. What do you want to research? Looking at fields of interest, keeping up and trying to anticipate trends that are out there. And it's really important in job search to have a target list, the companies that you most want to work for, and also within those companies that can connect you to decision makers. So critical areas of research that we're going to focus on. And one of the places I love, Onet Online. This is a government website that's kept. It has occupation search functions for every field, and very specific and unique attributes as well. You can search for your geographic area. You can look at actual position descriptions. It gives you demographic information, so it goes way beyond jobs. This is a really robust website, and as 10,000 professions represented here, you can do advanced searches and to a geographic area, field of interest, everything, and get information on those companies that are hiring as well. So love Onet Online. It's a great tool for you to start your job search with. The Bureau is also a really valuable resource online for people kind of exploring new careers. It has an incredibly comprehensive, there's a lot of robust information, and it gets into data, salary ranges, how many people are working in these fields, what's the demand, so trends in terms of employment projections, where this is a good place to do that type of research. In terms of salary and culture, the three sites that I are salary.com and PayScale for salary research, career profiles. We have a salary negotiating guide, really great stuff. Why is it important in an interview? They may very well ask you what your salary expectation is. So you need to know what that range is, and it should be like a $10,000 where you want to be salary-wise. And so matching with those of the jobs that you're applying for is really an important step to your overall knowledge and preparedness for an interview. That farther, it has job search capabilities, market data, traffic information, but the main benefit of Glassdoor is that it has reviews about company culture from actual employees. So when you're developing that target list of companies that you might want to work for, definitely Glassdoor and get a sense of what people on the inside are saying about those companies. Now I want to transition into keywords that help you develop your professional brand. So we're moving into the identification in terms of utilizing these online resources. So is really developing your professional brand, and I highly recommend creating keywords into all of your portfolio documents and your brand statement, because you will inevitably be putting yourself on LinkedIn, on other social media, and submitting online applications. These all have what we call ATS or applicant tracking systems that are looking at keywords that are going to align with those specific position announcements. Documents do not have those keywords, your resume or application them, and you will not forward to the next step process. So having keywords is critical to get noticed by robots that are reading our resumes. That's the reality of job application. It's a little harsh, but I like to share as many strategies as I can with clients to prevent that. I recommend visiting the company websites, their social media, viewing the job descriptions that interest you, and then highlight that you see used over and over again. So if a particular company really, for instance, as a value, that's something that you want to have in your profile, your LinkedIn, in your cover letter, in your resume. You want to be aligning those keywords with the jobs you're targeting and with targeting. So keyword integration is really important. And here's some examples of that. And how do we identify words and know if we have a sufficient number of them? Through the use of word clouds. Cloud is an informative image. It actually produces this kind of cloud image with words in it, and it will show up, demonstrate the frequency of the keywords that you have in your documents, have in their documentation, i.e. a job posting. So free tools, you simply upload your resume and it that shows how often those keywords are showing up and which ones are most common. And this is critical for search engine optimization because the requisite number of keywords in your documents, again, an applicant tracking resume out and you won't move on in the application process. So word clouds also allow you to edit. So it makes a huge difference just to add a LinkedIn profile to a resume. I've had this experience personally. Oftentimes just changing or adding a few words can make all the difference whether or not it reaches out to you. And frequency of keywords is also a tracking system. So important things to keep in mind. And these online tools are all for that. In terms of overall resume integration, there is nothing than JobScan. This is actually one of my favorite online tools, popular among career coaches. They just find so much value in it. The opportunity early on to view a tutorial of it and couldn't wait to introduce it to my clients because it's really optimize your resume for these applicant tracking systems. You can simply upload your resume and it will tell you what you need to add. You can align it with to see how much of a match you've achieved. It's really amazing. It has lots of other great benefits as well. They have and resume tips and just all kinds. It's just a really robust site. Main focus of JobScan is for ATS optimization. Before you submit any online applications or submit a resume online. And then once you've identified these keywords and started to integrate them into your documents, and here's more on the applicant tracking system at JobScan. So that's my rule. Don't apply for a job unless you use your documents for ATS. And just from a recruiter's point of view, they get sometimes hundreds of applications for a particular role that they're trying to fill on behalf of a company. And so their job is that number and present the very best, most qualified candidates to that company. That's their job. And they spend an incredible amount of time on screening applicants and looking at online applications. So the tool that they utilize to eliminate people who match for the position they're trying to fill. This is a numbers game. Ideally, what we want to do is get in front of a hiring manager, right? We want to be able to tell and be compelling. And you can't do that unless you get through that first phase, optimization and getting those keywords into your. There's also a filter within an ATS with knockout questions. And what I mean, if there are certain requirements specified in the job description, like minimum experience or a certain degree, if you don't meet those requirements, it will kick you out. So be mindful of that with your online applications. I want to some media sites for professional brand development, and being able to talk about is a really important aspect of networking and getting the job search process, and also enhancing our own in our field. So I'm a big fan of TED Talks. You're probably familiar with that. YouTube also has a ton of great content out there. You can use search terms to find a video recording prominent in your field. Keeping up with the trends and ideas and innovations is really important. Here's ideas that you can get media to enhance your LinkedIn communication and connections. Talk about in interviews. So it's more than just experience a job or an internship. Hiring managers also want to know that you read and you watch videos and you're engaged in your industry. Great tools for helping to elevate your credential as a professional. Here's a sample of YouTube. And I just put in finding right career. Those were my search words. And there's pages and pages. Lots of great stuff. And then same thing with changing careers. I found TED Talk. So if you're a career changer, this is a good search is just get some information and inspiration. The folks that present these TED Talks are such dynamic speakers, and it really can be and motivating to you during job search, which, let's be honest, are process. So I find this not only a great tool for building knowledge, also really motivational. One of the top 10 TED Talks of all time, body language. You may have seen this. Everybody knows about the Wonder Woman or the Superman, depending on where your interests lie. And communication is a really important skill to develop. This is what she addresses in her TED Talk. So there's great information out there. A few things you might want to start with to get some inspiration. And then podcasting. What a great medium. That's us. They're free. You can get these apps right through your phone. Most of them are pretty brief in terms of length. So, or you can only steal away 20 minutes at a time for yourself. And those are a great way to get current information, tools, and tips that are specific to building your careers and in job seeking. That here for you. I'm a big fan of all of these, especially Work Life with Adam Grant. If you're a social psychologist who focuses on workplace happiness, and his podcast features different innovative companies and what they're doing to attract employees. Good stuff. And let's talk about social networking sites now, because this is going to be a critical component. Building your professional brand, getting yourself out there, opportunities and recruiters. Hootsuite is that allows you to integrate multiple social media in one. So you can look at your Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn, or schedule your posts and analyze activity, allows you to kind of multitask. So I would say absolutely LinkedIn is the most important and essential social media platform for job seekers. But if you're active on social media and you like to tweet and to Facebook community, by all means, consider a board like this that will allow you to manage all of your posts. So you can take this, there's some content, for instance, or write an original post and you can put it out, schedule them. It's a great way to manage your social media activity. So here's what it looks like. Scoop.it does pretty much the same thing. It's content marketing software. Share your posts and content across different social media platforms. It also finds content for you, which is really helpful if you're professional to your field and trying to build some knowledge and credibility and you want to share with people in your network. This is a great resource for you. Here's a screenshot of Scoop.it. Now we've identified some great line and identified what we're looking at, how we want to build relationships with people within our industry. Let's start enhancing our online career portfolio. Having a strong online presence is going to help you connect to decision makers and content. So let me reiterate, that statistic again, that 90% are going to find their next job through their network, not through just online. So it's really essential for you to do this, build relationships with people who can connect you to decision makers. That's what our goal is. LinkedIn is one of the highest rated professional networks. I can tell you from working with recruiters and hiring managers, it's the go-to. Once they receive your application and resume, 90% of recruiters are going to look up your LinkedIn profile. It's just a go-to nowadays. So you need to have a robust profile that is going to connect with hiring managers and speak to your fit for the positions of hiring. It's also a great place to learn about job opportunities. So it works both ways. Recruiters are looking for you as much as you're looking for them. And LinkedIn is really the best tool for that. What do we have? Profile? A great profile picture, something that's current, professional, image, 60% of your face within that frame, a strong enhanced summary. And in that headline and summary, that's where we keywords that we've identified. Make sure you have current experience. If you've been doing some volunteer work or internships, make sure you get those keywords throughout your LinkedIn profile. They're algorithmic. So keywords are important for LinkedIn just as they are for connections. At least 3 references or recommendations of your connections, endorse your skills that align with the skills required for jobs, and then follow companies and groups on LinkedIn. Okay. And finally, let's explore how to gain a little more leverage from your online. Tell your network that you're looking for anything specific about it. You never know who they know, who's in their contact, may be able to connect you to opportunities. Get those recommendations from your colleagues. Find out where people in your field are working. Facebook can be a valuable tool as well. If you're going to networking, however, take a close look at the content and photos that you have posted and who you're friends with. You need to be able to a positive and professional image. And, to about this, like I said, they almost all go to LinkedIn. Some of them your other social media accounts. So keep in mind, if you're in job search, Facebook, a recruiter is going to be looking at. If you don't want a recruiter to see that post, get it off of there. So if you're going to have a profile, make it a professional one. Twitter is a tool for building your brand. It allows you in, a minimal effort to put content out there that will build your professional, connect you to people who are like-minded and interested, and demonstrate that you're someone who's really top of trends, and maybe even producing your own content that you share or generating conversations through your tweets. Set up a professional account on Twitter if you're so inclined. You can to your LinkedIn so that, again, you can kind of multitask with your bio and resume on Twitter. It's becoming more and more commonplace for recruiters, more than they have in the past. And so this is another avenue for gaining visibility. Follow others who are prominent, like tastemakers in your field, that have connections with the companies that you want. And Twitter does have a job website as well. So this is just another social media that can help you connect to opportunities. It's a lot of information. Hope that you found it valuable. Again, if you'd like to look more in depth into the presented in this webinar, I do have a resource library at your and I wish you all the best in your job search and building your online profile.